Pikachu, who could forget you? I mean, you're practically the main face of Pokemon. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and biscuits. My name is Lazy Biscuit, host of the Lazy Biscuit YouTube channel. And you know what's amazing? After all these years, and all these Pokemon being added, Pikachu is still one of the most well-known and well-loved Pokemon, and it's incredible. Well, I guess it kind of does make sense. I mean, they really do love Pikachu. I mean, with all these Pikachus, there's Detective Pikachu, there's Pokemon Yellow, there's Pikachu Libre, there's Pikachu this, Pikachu that. So much Pikachu! So much Pikachu. I think it's a safe bet to say that Pikachu is just, you know, the most recognizable character out there. There's Pikachu in Brawl, there's Pichu in Brawl, just so much Pikachu. So, you know what? I bet you dollars to donuts that even a person who hasn't played Pokemon at least knows Pikachu because they've heard the name from somewhere. Yep, Pikachu sure is one of the most recognizable characters in Pokemon. It's hard to forget him. If only that were the case for some other Pokemon. You see, there's over like 800 Pokemon now, so it's bound for some Pokemon to be overshadowed, underrated, or completely forgotten by everybody else, which is exactly what this video is. I'm going to be telling you the top 5 Pokemon that I feel are completely forgotten. However, I'm going to give a reason on why they shouldn't be forgotten. I'm not just going to be like, hey, remember this Pokemon? I don't. With that out of the way, let's get the chit-chat and get straight into number 5. Number 5. Bronzong, known as the Iron Bell Pokemon, also known as being one of the goofiest Pokemon out there, because his face is just all the way at the bottom of his thing. That's just the most adorably goofiest thing. Oh, he's such a dweebus, and he's also known for being a Steel Psychic type Pokemon, a pretty strong typing. That's pretty amazing. Unfortunately, there are cooler Steel-type Pokemon to have out there. I mean, you got Steelix, who is an evolution of Onix, which is a rock snake Pokemon. You got Scizor, who is a metal-coated bug, and you have a Dugtrio with hair. I mean, come on, what are you gonna pick? The Iron Bell or the Dugtrio with luscious locks? However, we shouldn't forget Bronzong. And plus, if you want a Steel Psychic-type Pokemon, why not just pick Metagross? Not only is it cooler looking, it can tank up some heavy hits. However, we shouldn't forget Bronzong because just look at this thing. It's so goofy with its flat arms, like a little ring around it and its face down there. But not only that, it can levitate, it's heat proof, and it can summon rain whenever it wants. Can Metagross do it? Can Metagross do that? No, I don't think so. You know what, now that I think about it, Metagross and a Bronzong team up would be pretty strong. Because, you know, Metagross is like 4 brain computers, so he could be smart, and then there's Bronzong, so I guess you could say you have the brains and the bronze. You see what I did there? Yeah, I see what you did there. Also, he's a Generation 4 Pokemon. And no Generation 4 Pokemon should be forgotten because Generation 4 was the best generation. Just like number 4, Snover, another Generation 4 Pokemon, and for the same reason, we shouldn't forget it because it's Generation 4. But not only that, the reason why it's forgotten is because it's an ice type. And there are 3 main reasons why ice types are forgotten. 1, there's only 44 ice types. Most of them are bound to be forgotten with the amount of other Pokemon I have out there. 2, ice types are pretty weak and pathetic, so again, there are other typings that you can have on your team that are way stronger. And 3, if you're an Ice-type Pokemon, but your name isn't Regice or Articuno, you're in a bit of a pickle, my friend. However, Snover at least isn't just an ice type, he's ice and grass, which kind of increases his chances of not being forgotten. Not only that, he evolves into freaking Abomasnow, which is also kind of a forgotten Pokemon, which is interesting because just look at him! Look at him! Not only that, he has a Mega Evolution, and he's a Pokemon in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It's kind of interesting how both Abomasnow and Snover can be forgotten, but we shouldn't forget them. Not only are they just an Ice-type Pokemon, they're Ice Grass, and they're amazing to have on your team. I remember I had an Abomasnow on my team in Generation 4, and oh boy, was he a monster. He was a strong Pokemon. So, yeah, we shouldn't forget them, because they're, you know, a strong Ice-type Pokemon. Number 3, Deoxys. Now when I say legendary Pokemon, the first Pokemon that probably pops into your mind is someone like Mew or Mewtwo. Maybe it's one of the legendary trio Pokemon, or maybe it's one of the more interesting and cooler looking Pokemon like Heatran or Regigigas or Genesect or Darkrai or someone like that. But honestly, whenever I have a discussion about the cool legendary Pokemon, I don't really see anyone talking about Deoxys, which is interesting because in my opinion, He's freaking amazing and is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time because he's not technically a Pokemon, he's some alien that came down to Earth and took form of this Pokemon. He got all these different forms like speed, attack, defense, and I find it interesting that he's one of the more forgotten legendary Pokemons. There are other forgotten legendary Pokemons, but he's kind of the more, forgotten one. And we shouldn't forget him because he's a legendary Pokemon, and they're known for being strong and tough and amazing and cool and hard to catch, and like if you catch a legendary Pokemon, that's bragging rights for you. But with Deoxys, you're catching a freaking alien. What would you rather catch? A man-made Pokemon or a freaking alien that came down from outer space and took form of a Pokemon? I think the answer is quite obvious on this one, folks. Number 2 is Smeargle. Now, poor little Smeargle has the poor benefit of being a normal type Pokemon, and see, well, normal type Pokemon kind of have the same problems as the ice type Pokemon, except a little bit different. It's not that there isn't so much normal type Pokemon, it's the fact is they have really nothing going for them because they're normal type Pokemon. That's pretty boring. In fact, very few normal type Pokemon are actually remembered. I mean, people remember Snorlax as that guy who always blocks your path, and he's known for being a big boy and you can sleep on him. Everyone knows the Rattatas because youngster Joeys and Team Rockets apparently just love using this Pokemon to fight you, even though you have a giant fire dragon. And everyone remembers Chansey because, Nurse Joy has them. But nobody really remembers Smeargle, even though he has the ability to learn any move in the game, which is pretty interesting. But we already have Ditto, who can transform into any Pokemon, but we shouldn't forget Smeargle, because Smeargle is adorable. And not only that, but he's getting a bit more recognition from Pokemon, as you've seen in Pokemon Go. The way you have to catch them is you have to take a picture with your Pokemon and they'll kind of photobomb your Pokemon, so I guess that's kind of their way of saying, hey, this Pokemon exists, you should remember it. And we really should. I mean, he's kind of a little artist Pokemon. I thought that was kind of an interesting design, for Pokemon. He's an artist and his tail is the little paintbrush. That's adorable, you have to admit it. And the number 1 most forgotten Pokemon is Tropius. Tropius. I don't know anything about this Pokemon because it's that forgotten. I don't think anyone really knows anything about Tropius. I mean, there's 109 grass types out there, and we remember them. I mean, everyone remembers Venusaur because, the whole joke about how nobody picks Bulbasaur as their starter Pokemon, which is funny because he's the best starter Pokemon to have in Generation 1. Everyone remembers Tangela because he's a little ball of vines with little feet running across. Everyone just remembers this Pokemon and that Pokemon, but nobody remembers Tropius because, well, who even is Tropius anyways? I mean, is it really a grass-type Pokemon? I really had to do research on this. I thought, oh yeah, that's right, that's a that's a Pokemon that exists. Really, the question that comes in mind when someone says Tropius is, what the heck is Tropius? Who the heck is Tropius? What the heck is for dinner? Well, see, Tropius, as I said, it's a grass-type Pokemon, and this is Tropius, and of course, for dinner is cheeseburgers. Why shouldn't we forget Tropius, though, is the real question. You see, my friends, no Pokemon deserves to be forgotten. Okay, well, some Pokemon deserve to be forgotten, but not all of them. With the example of Tropius here, we don't know anything about poor little Tropius because he's just that forgotten. And who knows, maybe with the more information we give on Tropius, he could be the best Pokemon in the game. He could be the most amazing Pokemon out there. He could be the best Pokemon in the anime. Heck, he could probably even be Pikachu out in the mascot realm of becoming the new mascot of Pokemon. Okay, well, that one is kind of a stretch. I don't think that's really going to happen, but the other 2 could happen. He could be the best Pokemon in the game and the cutest Pokemon in the anime. Who knows? But that, my friends, is the top 5 forgotten Pokemon, in my opinion. What do you think is the most forgotten Pokemon? I want to know. Answer down in the comments below. And do not forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Well, that's it for this video, ladies and biscuits. I'm gonna go back to checking out Twitter because, Generation 8 was just released. I really want to see the news and, breaking news, Pokemon just announced that Tropius is the new mascot of Pokemon due to the amount of love and respect it's been getting. Huh. Who would have thought? Bye-bye, biscuits!